May we dare to bless the love. 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 Welcome here to the living wisdoms of Ibrahim Baba, an organic, multi-religious celebration, prayer, and oracle of decolonial devotion. It is such a gift to be gathering with you at this sacred time that is equinox in the spring or the fall, depending on your hemisphere. That is the moment of Eid celebrations in Muslim tradition and of Nowruz. And we are gathering at a time that holds so much, and I'm grateful to be in this sacred container here at Star King's School for the Ministry, inside of our Center for Multi-Religious Studies, and particularly inside of our House of Dates, which offers programming and prayer spaces at the intersections of Islam and of Judaism. And as we are here at this time of turning, we are inside of the blessing field of our beloved Provost, may his secret be sanctified, may your secret be sanctified, Pierre Dr. Ibrahim Baba Farajage. And we are here in the blessing field that you each bring. We are in co-creation. In our circle, we understand, and Baba has taught and modeled so potently, both in living and in his space from the beyond, the ways that when we come together and each bring our attunement, our prayer, our gifts, our yearnings, and our blessings into shared space, such potent alchemy is possible. And I am deeply grateful for the circle that is gathered here. Many in this space today will be co-weaving through song, through prayer, and through sharing the ways that Ibrahim Baba's teachings live on in our lives. I'm grateful for your presence, and we'll open now with attunement and prayer, giving gratitude for our bodies, for our lives, for the lands that we're each on, and then we'll be invited into ancestor prayer through attuning and listening to a short ancestor invocation from Ibrahim Baba. Our flow today will be opening Holy Day celebrations and prayer, Baba teachings and steeping inspirations from Baba, and just receiving blessing. So I invite you now, and by the way, I'm Teama. I'm delighted and honored to continue to dream into being with Ibrahim Baba and to also be the Associate Director of the Center for Multi-Religious Studies here at Star King, as well as Assistant Professor of the Practice of Organic Multi-Religious Ritual. So let's dive in to some organic, multi-religious ritual together here and now, coming into presence in our bodies and our breath. In this day, in this moment, which holds so much possibility, so much potence, and so much heartbreak. And just coming here and now, noticing what is in our bodies and our being without trying to change it. We attune to the spirit of prayer in whatever way is right for each of us as I offer words. Pulsing presence, source of creation, Ya Allah, Shekhinah, Shahmaran, you of so many names, so deep within and far beyond name, thank you for the immense miracle of this aliveness, for these bodies, for this breath, for this day, and for this way of weaving in the realm of organic multi-religious ritual, in the realm of skull artivism, in the realm of counter-oppressive and decolonial devotion, in the realm of ancestral exuberance and the abounding blessing that is the living legacy and love of Ibrahim Baba. We offer such great respect to the first peoples of the places where we each are, you whose bodies are these lands, whose homes are where we are blessed to be. With such great thanks to the more than human world that is our kin, the elements that we are of, the creature teachers, the plant cesters, and with such thank you to our luminous ancestors and guides of myriad kinds, the radiant ones who dreamed and continue to dream us into being. Thank you for the ways you hold us, guide us, bless us, strengthen us, inspire us, and the ways that you are present at our backs, in our movements, and in our stillness. We ask that anything that does not serve this time be far from here, and what is of greatest service be present aboundingly and just right. We ask that this devotion of attention, our unique and shared devotion of attention, be aboundingly blessed and an immense blessing in our lives, in our communities, and in this world toward collective and specific liberation and daring to bless the love. May it be so. Inshallah, Kain Yehiratzon. And here now, we attune and listen to the ancestor invocation of Ibrahim Baba, and I'm grateful for your patience with me as I find the right way here to offer it.
Remembering all of the creatures and beings who were here before us, the first people of the land, the Miwok, the Yokut, the Mowek Ma'ochlone, the Pomo, the Modok, asking the permission of the trees and of all the creatures and beings of this place, under this sky, with immense gratitude for our ancestors, with their lives, with their passions, with their joys, with their juiciness, and yes, with their messiness. Deeply connected to the changing seasons and to the exhalations and inhalations of the earth, of her waters, of her skies, of her insides and outsides.
And I'm delighted now to invite Amy to sing us in.
Oh, hello everyone. As I share this song with you, I invite you to hum if you like, sing along if you like, sway, receive this in whatever way feels good to you and your body. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the water. Those who have died have never, never left. The dead are not under the earth. They are in the rustling trees. They are in the groaning woods. They are in the crying grass. They are in the moaning rocks. The dead are not under the earth. Listen more often to things than to beings. Listen more often to things than to beings. 'Tis the ancestors' breath when the fire's voice is heard. 'Tis the ancestors' breath in the voice of the water.
Amy, thank you so much for this. I'm wondering if you'll speak of your choice of this prayer as I continue to hone the way to boot up our next offering.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I wanted to offer this song because I've come to an understanding of late, very recently, that the ancestors are actually all around us and always have been. But I wasn't quite aware of that until very recently, and so it felt important to share, given that we're lifting up Ibrahim Baba, who is our ancestor. So what a pleasure it is to be here and to offer this piece.
Thank you so much, Amy. And it's just such a gift to be here at this time in this way. We enter now into our Holy Day prayers. This time, as we know, is a time of turning, a time of balance, a time of newness, a time of rebirth. We are at the moment that is the midway point between solstices. In the northern hemisphere, between winter and summer solstices, we arrive at this balance point that is the equal length of day and night. And in the southern hemisphere, if anyone is calling in from there, the moment of autumn equinox. So those of us in spring are now in the starting today, beginning the increasing of days. And this coincides with the holiday of Nowruz in Persian tradition, and also this particular year coincides with Eid, the celebration of the culmination of the Queen of Months, the holy month of Ramadan, which invites us into deepening and deepest sacred attention toward the one, or the many inside of the one, the many that play with the one, toward the attunement with, in Islam, who we call Allah. And for our Eid prayer this day, I'm delighted to be weaving in a special Eid prayer offering from our beloved sister Maryam Hasna and her collaborator Walid Zaiter. They run a community zikr project called Maqam, and this prayer they created for this morning's Eid, and have invited us to pray with them here. And I'm grateful for you for your patience with me as I'm clarifying the tech, and I'm curious and hopeful that you can see a screen that looks like Miriam and Walid with an instrument, and only that, not all my other screens. Yes, amazing. And if someone can also give me a thumbs up if you can hear it once it starts playing. And everyone else, I just invite you to come into a place of embodied presence as we attune to the celebration of the culmination of this Queen of Months, honoring the miracle that we have arrived here at this time. And this prayer, the takbir, is a special recitation that is unique to Eid. The takbir is a central prayer in Islam, and one that I learned from Ibrahim Baba, and this offering is unique to this particular moment.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd, Allahu Akbar kabira, Walhamdulillahi kathira, wa subhanallahi bukratan wa asila, La ilaha illallah wahdah, sadaqa wa'dah, wa nasara 'abdah, wa a'azza jundahu wa hazama al-ahzab wahdah, La ilaha illallah, wa la na'budu illa iyyah, mukhlisina lahu ad-din walau kariha al-kafirun. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ashabi Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ansari Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala azwaji Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala dhurriyyati Sayyidina Muhammadin wa sallim tasliman kathira. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allah.
MashaAllah, so much beauty here in this prayer. May this prayer be for beauty. May the recitations of our prayer be for wholeness. May the recitations of our prayer bring safety to the people and the places that most need in this moment, particularly with reverberations of sanctuary for those in Gaza, that Palestine may be safe and free, those in Lebanon to not be under attack, those in Iran for safety in and from all places, for those in the US who most need sanctuary here, and those all over the world for safety, and for true deepest peace. Ameen. May it be so. And with gratitude to the many folks in our community that are at Eid prayers in person right now. There were various folks slated to come off our Zikr live who ended up at Eid prayer in person, and so we're particularly grateful to have these prayers from Mariam and from Walid today. And I want to turn attention now to the holy day of Nowruz, which is, and I'll also actually place Mariam and Walid's contact here in the chat for any in the Bay who want to pray with them in person. We turn attention now to the holy day of Nowruz, which is a sacred time in Iran and that land. And on this day, many are celebrating and many are also inside of a suppression of the celebration of this time that is the rebirth, the renewal, the fertility, burgeoning of spring. And for our Nowruz offering, I would like to bring words from my beloved sister who lives a few hours north of Tehran. I won't speak her name into the circle, but I bring prayers and intention from her. And I'll show first an image that she sent me this morning of her Nowruz offering, which she invited me to share at this gathering. I'm wondering if folks can see this image here. Can you see an image of an altar and mirrors and a room? So this is her dance sanctuary by the sea in Iran. And if you look closely, you'll see, and I'm gathering the language to have it right. You'll see the hafsin table here, which is a special altar which holds the sabze, the wheat or lentil sprouts for growth and rebirth, the sweet pudding for strength and prosperity, the dried fruit for love and wisdom, the apple for beauty and health, the garlic for protection and medicine, the vinegar for patience and longevity, the sumac, spices for sunrise and new beginnings. And it's customary on this altar to weave a mirror for truth, candles for light, colored eggs for fertility, and more. And I'm gathering a note from her that I have here to share with you, and then a prayer. She says to share this from these lands, to know that the celebrations this week are heavily suppressed and people are threatened with so much violence. This shows how truly threatening is our connection and celebrations with the land and her cycles to those who are in power. It throws the stories and propagandas they display to the world on its head. This regime's first agenda 50 years ago was to get rid of Nowruz, this holiday, but we only got louder with her colors. I highly encourage for everyone and anyone to set up a hafsin as your support for Iranian women, people, and our beautiful planet that doesn't give a fuck and blooms anyway. The message here, she writes, Dear Love Army, make Venus visible. This is the message she sent for me to share with you. And I said, thank you for this invitation and this encouragement to set up a hafsin. For many of us who haven't done it, have never been invited to do it, may not have all the things. What do you say? And her response was, there's no need to make it perfectly. Any offering of natural bits with intention will be a blessing. And so feel invited as a part of your equinox altar, as a part of your ancestor altar, as a part of your prayers, to weave in prayers for the people in Iran who are currently needing protection from every direction. And also I'll weave in particularly from her medicine of Shahmaran, who is an ancient Persian, ancient Kurdish goddess, a serpent queen. This image I got while I was with Ibrahim Baba in Konya in Turkey. But Shahmaran is also a sacred, revered serpent creature. And I'm reading a prayer also from my friend Zine. The zine itself is called Shah Maran, a woman life freedom manual guide to magical resistance. And this prayer that I will read from her, she says, this project and these prayers are charged by the resistance of the Iranian people fighting for their freedom, as well as all people globally fighting oppressive regimes and systems. We are reminded of freedom fighter Harriet Tubman, who, while living in the midst of chattel slavery as a second-generation African-American slave, woke from a prophetic dream proclaiming, "My people are free, and let it be so." And here's the prayer. In the name of the great creator of rainbows, a spell for Azadi, that's Shamaran's name. My people are water. My people are earth. My people are moons. My people are changing. My people are healing. My people are healed. My people are infinite. My people are guided. My people are listening to the youth's song. My people are deciding how to harmonize. My people are running into the unknown. The word has spread. My people have decided they are ready to be free. They are ready to live free or to die trying. May we dare to bless the love. 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 And as we land our holiday prayers and momentarily turn toward our steeping in the Baba deck, I'm wondering, Nicole, if I can invite you to offer your prayer in this moment. It feels like it could be right. Does now work?
Sure,
Great.
happy to. One moment, let me have it. I have it here. I wrote this recently because all of this has been heavy on my heart, and I was invited to share this today. So thank you for receiving it and listening. I have proof that the devil thinks it's won. It's not in the fear or the hate or the imagery of fire, but in how often we call for the devil's advocate. Why? When we feel compelled to defend a person, a thought, an idea, or a dream, why do we call on the devil for alliance? When we advocate for love or liberation or imagination, when we advocate for justice, compassion, and peace, we are so often told to think practically, encouraged to be realistic, pragmatic, sensible, empirical, told it is necessary to think in limitations, a road paved with good intentions. That is the real work of the devil's advocate. So instead, I choose to be God's advocate. I advocate for equity, community, and growth. I advocate for the poor and for the oppressed, for our neighbors next door and abroad who fear going outside. I advocate for leaders who care about people over profits. I advocate for the belief that all people are equal in the eyes of God, beyond faith and beyond borders. And I advocate for every little girl whose life is sacrificed for the pleasures of power and evil. I stand for our animal kin, our ancestors, and the forgotten. I stand for the rivers and the seasons and the blessing of trees, an advocate for the earth and the magic of wonder. I advocate for the embodied understanding that everything is interconnected, a sacred web of existence. I am an advocate for the inherent worth and dignity of all, people, places, and spirits. I am an advocate for you, for our children, for one another, and for the divine. I am an advocate for hope, because let me assure you, the devil has enough advocates.
Thank you so much, Nicole. We now turn our attention to the wisdoms of Ibrahim Baba. I invite you to come into a heart place as we listen for a moment.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Open your minds, imagination. Open your hearts, imagination. And then, Ji, who is the Holy One, will appear.
We'll tune in now for just a few minutes to a transmission from Ibrahim Baba from his teaching in creating change. And Tucker, I'll invite you to share this first clip from Creating Change with us here. The clip from 5:05 to 8 in Creating Change. I can also find it on YouTube. It's a different one than this.
I apologize. I don't have that clip.
Okay, great. I am pulling it up here for folks, and
How would I fucking have that?
you have it here, but we can hear you. It's right here. Let's see.
Keeper of the dead, mother of lesbian.
We have some great Baba-ness here, and I'm wondering, Tucker, if you're going to be good at sharing this from YouTube. I don't have the best way to share from YouTube. I just sent you the clip here, the link in the chat. It's from 5:05 to, and I'll actually put it also in the chat for everyone to have it if you want to reference after the meeting. It's a super beautiful teaching from Baba from 1995, Baba's keynote from the Creating Change conference, and it's one that many of us who tune into Baba's wisdom reference again and again and again and again. And this clip we're going to be watching now is from 5:05 to 8 minutes. And I can also messily play it if it's too difficult for you to find.
I think I've got it. I'll be all right.
Thank you.
To the living and to the dead we bear witness. We are here. Many think that we are not supposed to be here, that we are not even supposed to exist. But we are here. And we serve notice on the world today that we are here, that our numbers are growing every day, and that we are not going anywhere that we do not want to go. And we are here because others prepared the way for us. I salute the four directions of the universe and ask my native sisters and brothers, the people indigenous to this area, to give us their blessing and permission to be here on their soil, on their lands, to be near their waters. I salute all of our ancestors, our native two-spirit ancestors, the first people of this land, those who were visionaries, healers, tellers of the tale, keepers of the rhythm, who were massacred and driven from their sacred lands. We salute all those two-spirit, queer, transgendered, lesbian, bisexual, gay, questioning, I switched the order, people of all colors who have died here and elsewhere, down throughout the ages, because of inadequate health care, male supremacy, hatred of women, poverty, violence, transgender phobia, crimes of homo-hatred, the prison system, but also in the struggle with HIV/AIDS, with breast cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer, those who were targets of white supremacy, police brutality, the power of the closet that sought to make them unknown, invisible, and unheard, and all other evils that silence and drain life away. Ours is a remembrance rooted in a spirit of solidarity and a spirit of resistance, a resistance that strengthens us and empowers us to live, to act boldly, and without fear to demand justice and liberation for all. So we ask these ancestors to bring their spirit of resistance and strength for us to fight for the liberation of our blessed Mother Earth, the liberation of all oppressed and silenced and invisibilized peoples and creatures. May they walk with us and bring us new strength for the struggle. May they tenderly wipe the tears from our eyes. May they guide us to see that as two-spirit, queer, transgendered, genderqueer, lesbian, bisexual, gay, questioning people of all colors who demand a world of justice and equality, our walk is together. May they remind us that we are the tribes of the moon, the people of the rainbow, a sacred people. I call
Thank you so much. As we attune to these wisdoms and these ways of Ibrahim Baba, I'm delighted to share with you what something many of you here already have in hand, something that others of you may be finding your way to for the very first time. But this amazing oracle, the living wisdoms of Ibrahim Baba, an organic multi-religious oracle of decolonial devotion. And I'm going to just screen share so you can get just a taste of one of the cards here, as Baba continually invites us to open our heart's imagination, and Ji, the Holy One, will appear. And I'm excited to invite with me here my collaborator in this deck alongside of Ibrahim Baba, Ray Abalea, to join me for some sharing about this deck, and also how it came into being, what it has been like to collaborate with Ibrahim Baba on this project, how we hope and invite folks to use it if you have a deck in hand or are finding your way to Baba's wisdom other ways, how to bring Baba's wisdom into your prayer, into your altar work, and into your actions for counter-oppressive devotion. I'll say just a thing or two about the segments of the deck, which map alongside of Ibrahim Baba's core teachings, and then I'll invite Ray to speak in anything about content or process here as she wishes. Our playing with Baba was really one of listening in for his wisdom, both scouring his teachings, which we already have loved diving into, and listening for what's alive now. And in this deck, we hold sections of scholartivism, of bodies matter, of decolonial devotion, of organic multi-religiosity, of Al-Andalus, intersections between Islam and Judaism, of dying before you die, of luminous darkness, and of baraka, or blessing. And this kind of these categories really hold the heart of Baba's teachings, and yet there's so many more categories of Baba's teachings too, as Baba defied and defies category. And before inviting Ray to say words, I'll also add one more thing, which those of you who have studied or prayed with me know, which is that I and many of us who immerse in Baba's teachings understand Baba's teachings not only as what he brought into this world in body until he wedded the beloved in 2016, but what he continues to stream through us today, that being an active ancestor reverence practice invites us to connect with Baba in conversation, in collaboration, in communication. And any of you here are fully invited, as it works for your cosmology, your curiosity, to stay in conversation with Baba, to be in conversation with him, to place him on your Nowruz or your equinox altar, either through a sacred object or a photo or simply your heart's intention, to invite him into your sweet dreams, to let the conversation be a dynamic one, as is right for you.
Ooh. Tayama, I just want to thank you for bringing us all together in this sacred space, and deep gratitude to the House of Dates, and to weave into what you're sharing. There's this aliveness about Baba's teachings that is available if we only pause long enough for presence to feel it, to hear it. I see my dear priestess sister Sarah Tzipora nodding as I'm saying that. You know how it is. Many of you in this room feel that. But I also really want to give kavod and honor to you, Teama, for the ways in which I've felt you modeling how to tend to the sacred fire of ancestral wisdom. Ibrahim Baba's in particular in this moment, but in general, how to do that with such care and devotion. And it's so beautiful to be in this Zoom space and feel it truly co-led, woven by Ibrahim Baba himself, and to feel Ibrahim Baba's words coming through the tracks of his words, which, I mean, creating change, that was in the mid-90s, y'all. And to feel his prophetic wisdom at that time, what is that? That's a long time ago. I'm older than that, but that's a long time ago. And to feel its timelessness and relevance to our moment that we're living in amidst the poly crises and unravelings of this time. So grateful for the ways that you are modeling that. I'm grateful to have been able to help co-weave the splicing of the tracks on the Makam Shekhinah album, which I want to give a plug for, as we've been hearing some of Baba's words from that track of counter-oppressive devotional prayer in Arabic and Hebrew that comes out of that multi-religious community. And I want to just speak a word about this deck coming into being. I've had the joy of being a midwife on numerous book projects, and there's something magical about turning wisdoms from a book or a long YouTube video or a long litany of Facebook posts, in the case of many of the words that are on these cards, into a card deck, which can be divinatory, which can be oracular, which can be educational. It can be flashcards. It can be a tool for us to access the wisdom in a way that feels tactile, that we can pack in our bag and take with us, that we can bring into class, and that we can use in ritual in a different way. And doing that with Baba's words is a real act of care and listening and discernment, because y'all, Baba is not someone who is sometimes putting things in a short form. Sometimes Baba's litanies, like Bodies Matter, are going on and on for many lines, and every single line is so important. And so I think it mattered to me and to Teama as we were listening to Baba to listen for the ways that Baba used syntax, used capitalization, used long litanies, And some of the cards, if you have a deck already, you might have seen have lots and lots of words on them. And that's meant to show the fullness of the way that bodies matter. And here's the litany of all the bodies, the many of the bodies. Um, it also mattered to have these shorter quotes like, do my complexities frighten you? It's just a simple question that you can take into your prayer time, into your altar, that can bring about such a feeling of recognition for those of us who carry multi-religious identities, many identities in lineage and practice. Um, and then Teama invited us into the names of the themes in the deck, which are represented by these different colors. And just to say that, it's so Baba to have themes and then to mix it all up. And so in a book, those would be chapters and we would be stuck in a linear construct. But in a card deck, we can spread them out, we can mix them up. They can become a rainbow of fluidity where each one is mixing with the other, where we can pick 3 cards and suddenly find ourselves in a mix of teachings about Al-Andalus and decolonial devotion and multi-organic religiosity, and there we are. And then we can play with like, what do these 3 cards have in the synergy? What's the wisdom of those, and not in isolation, right? I think that's such a teaching of Baba's, not to be in isolation, but to collectively mix it up. So I think I'll leave it at that. And yeah, just grateful that this deck is in existence. Oh, I want to share one more thing, which is that as Teama and I and Baba and Cahoots were weaving this deck, we didn't know how many cards it was going to be. We just organically allowed the flow of the transmissions to take shape into a creative structure. And it turned out, lo and behold, that there's 99 cards in the deck, like the 99 names of Allah. So it's very beautiful to be part of bringing this deck into the world. And my prayer is just that it could be of service to that counter-oppressive devotion to inspire us in our creative actions for justice that are so needed right now. And I'm excited that we can do some divination with y'all today. It's enough talking about the deck. Yalla, let's do something.
Thank you, Ray. I love what you're saying here so much, and I want to take a moment before we divine to introduce y'all to a card that Ray was speaking of, and then we'll listen to another. This card, Bodies Matter, is an example of how Baba litanizes. We'll also listen to one before we divine, but I'll just read this for folks who maybe I'll read the first left column, and then Ray, I'll invite you to read the second right column. Bodies matter, and this I'll offer context. Baba wrote this eons ago. I heard him deliver it live as a keynote at the American Academy of Religions in 2015. And in this very sterile room of hundreds and hundreds of theologians who looked like they had never call and response chanted anything in their lives, many of them, I had everyone echoing, bodies matter, bodies matter, bodies matter. Here we go. Bodies matter, not ball-gowned and tuxedoed and academically attired bodies matter, but just plain old bodies matter. Dead bodies matter, dying bodies matter, infected bodies matter, disabled bodies matter, decolonizing bodies matter, decolonized bodies matter. Bones and braces bodies matter, reservation bodies matter, wheelchair bodies matter, deaf bodies matter, blind bodies matter, poor bodies matter, injectable drug using bodies matter, commercial sex workers bodies matter, ghetto bodies matter, projects bodies matter, trailer park bodies matter, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, intersex, queer, questioning bodies matter, FTM bodies matter, MTF bodies matter, genderqueer bodies matter, two-spirit bodies matter, colored bodies matter, working class bodies matter.
Children's bodies matter, women's bodies matter, mental health bodies matter, imprisoned bodies matter, mixed heritage bodies matter, public assistance bodies matter, addiction bodies matter, immigrants' bodies matter, prisoners' bodies matter, bodies that speak languages other than English matter, HIV bodies matter, cervical cancer bodies matter, breast cancer bodies matter, changing bodies matter, Hypertension, bodies matter. Sickle cell, bodies matter. Prostate cancer, bodies matter. Diabetes, bodies matter. Depression, bodies matter. Homeless, bodies matter. Refugee, bodies matter. Muslim, bodies matter. Earth's body matters. Bodies matter. All bodies matter.
Thank you so much, Ray. And I'll play one more track here before we enter into our divination. That is a track that we have excerpted from a much longer litany. We came to a 3-minute litany. This is from Baba's piece, many of you know, I Had a Bad Dream. And one thing that arises as we steep in Baba's litanies that I feel, and I hear others feeling again and again, is an invitation to and a reminder that specificity holds in it possibility. Many times I have shied away from being too specific for fear of leaving someone or something out. But what that means is that, like in the umbrella, there's a beauty in the umbrella, but there's a groundedness, an enfleshedness when we're willing to get specific. And in the cascade, in that specificity, there's also a widening and an invitation. So I know I feel, whether I perceive myself reflected in a litany list or not, simply the litany itself becomes an invitation to wholeness, to inclusion, to, yes, I am honored here. And that connects to a way of Ibrahim Baba's that I have perceived and experienced again and again, that I hear so many saying, is Baba held and holds an exquisite gift of embodying their power fully while inviting us each to be in ours, not being so big that someone else doesn't have space, but being so big that we all each have more space. And so from this place, we'll listen to Baba's Sweet Dream, and I'll invite Ray, as we do, you to begin tuning into the deck for our divination for today. And I invite y'all here to both listen for this sweet dream, and then afterwards, in the few seconds of silent reverberation, feel whatever your prayer is for divination today as Ray makes her way with it. And I'm realizing some tech magics of computer sound sharing here. And you can feel welcome to close your eyes, because it's just going to be Ray and me on the video.
I had a bad dream that lasted too long, that started some weeks, some months, some years, some centuries ago, of way too many people, places, laws, and things telling me that my colored body was no good, that it had no value. Telling me that it could not be fat, or too tall, or too short, or too skinny. Telling me that bones and wheelchair bodies, bones and racist bodies, deaf bodies, and blind bodies were bodies without value. Telling me that we could not be colored and queer at the same time. Telling me that black and white were the only realities, and that if we were anything else, or more than one thing at a time, or, God us forbid, too many things, then we were doomed to be erased. Telling me that desire and sexualities were not fluid, telling me that everything had to be either or, telling me that we could not be shapeshifters, border bandits. Telling me that gender was fixed, and that there were only two, and that male definitely equaled superior. Telling me that I was confused, telling me that the sharing of erotic power was wrong, telling me that we could not raise our children, telling me that we could not live and work in this country because we are suspect, telling me that I could not claim a partner's body because I was not family, telling me that our relationships did not merit recognition by law, telling me that we were wrong, telling me that we were shades, shadows, half-lives, telling me that we should not be allowed to exist, telling me that we had no rights. You know what? I had a bad dream. I had a bad dream that we would forget that we were the dreamers of the dream, the tellers of the tale, the keepers of the rhythm, the tribes of the moon, the people of the rainbow, a sacred people. I had a bad dream. There can be no renewed hope, no equality and justice for all, as long as there is no equality and justice for all of us, for each one of us, with all of our madly beautiful pieces, hearts, fears, contradictions, and dreams. That there can be no postmodern, post-colonial equality and justice for all, as long as our bodies and minds are still colonized, are still kept as someone's occupied territories, as long as dreams are still squashed, as long as queers and Chumash and post-nuclear Pacific Islanders and Bosnians and Filipinas and women with cervical cancer and Miwoks and Yokuts and Iraqis and Kurds and immigrants and women with HIV and Chechens and Kashmiris and Filipino Moros and poor colored bush dykes and mixed blood people, drag kings and drag queens and Rwandans and Israeli refugees and people living with HIV and Palestinians and Chicanas and pagan leather queers and South Asians and people without health care and intersex and polysex and Puerto Ricanas and transgender Sufis and black folks and sex workers and Persian Muslims and Ethiopian Jews and Chechens and Chinese Muslims and Mayu and Pomu and Muslims and people with disabilities and Sri Lankan freedom fighters and prisoners and Asian teenagers, Kashmiri, homeless people and Arabs and who knows how many others of all sizes, shapes, colors, and combinations of all of the above and then some continue to be made erased, to be suffocated, to be killed. You are my sweet dream. Through you, I live on from generation to generation, from everlasting to everlasting, and fiercely, proudly, tenderly, queerly, I come home to run, to fly, to float, to shout, to say, no more nightmares, fulfill my sweet dream.
From this place of the weaving of decolonial devotion, of understanding that sacred practice is not separate from liberatory practice, we attune to our presence and to divination. Ray has cards and we'll shuffle or place hands on them and show us what arises for us today.
I can't help but think, listening and infusing Baba's sweet dream, how similar it is to this song we've been singing in the streets, from Minneapolis to LA to here in the Bay Area, that comes from Joshua Blaine, who just wrote this beautiful comment in the chat. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. We get there together or never get there at all. When we sing that in the streets, I think of this poem. We get there together or never get there at all. So, inspired by that song, I'd like to invite a co-creation of this divination. And I'll ask you to raise your hand if you want to come off mute, and all you'll do is say start and then stop. And you'll be able to help us to pull several cards. And I'm curious if, and I'm not sure I'm saying your name correctly, if Ami, who opened us with that beautiful song, if you'd like to guide our first card selection here. And we're just looking for what is the wisdom that wants to come through in this moment.
Okay.
Great. And if you'll just say start and then stop, and I have my hand here over the cards. They're all spread out like a big rainbow on my desk.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Start. Stop.
Okay, this is a card for Baraka from the Blessings. Okay. This is Baraka 2. We might have it up on the screen. We'll see. And this card I'll read aloud. It says, we are building just and sustainable communities of aesthetic creativity, action, and devotion, where all of us can show up with all of us who we are in the fullness of our being, in holy boldness, celebrating the inherent worth and dignity of every human being, of every animal, of every element, of our galaxies. This work is not the work of just doing things and saying things in a certain way in order to appear to be engaged in the work of healing. This is about authentically living in and living into the differences, finding the unity in the differences and not demonizing that which we have been taught to fear. Difference is not bad. Difference is not evil. We do not have to all be the same to be in unity. Ooh, what a beautiful vision of a world that we can live into, that we can work for, that we can reimagine together. Yeah, Baraka card. Let's pick another. And if there's anyone who wants to raise a hand or just come off mute, let us know. All right. Tayama, I wonder if you would be willing.
I would love Iran to call on you to raise a hand if you're game. Great. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
add your
okay.
spot. Perfect. I'm adding your spotlight so Ray will know when to follow your stop sign.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you. Received. Start. Stop.
Okay. Beautiful card from Al Andalus. And I'm going to show you the back so you can see this beautiful platter that's there.
And amazingly, Iran was at the Al Andalus retreat that these
I,
cards were created for in Orhiva, Spain. So
I was. Incredible. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I'm happy to read this card aloud. And then if you would like to add a word or anything that comes alive for you about what the card's significance or a glimpse of your time there. Thank you for being there because that's the part of the medicine that brought this deck into being. We can't study that core of religions that I call the Hajar and Sarah religions as opposed to the Abrahamic tradition. There's something exciting about dealing with religious traditions that descend from a brown single parent homeless mother wandering in the desert, Hajar. We can't study those traditions separately. Mm. Mm.
thank you, Ray, and thank you. Iran, did you want to say anything brief about this?
That is also present in the album. So I love hearing him say that as well. So yeah, just feeling resonant and sticking. So thank you.
Thank
Mm.
you. And Ray, do we have one more card to pull? If there's anyone who wants to be the diviner, feel welcome to raise a hand. Sarah Tsipora. Sarah Tsipora, I'm adding your spotlight here. You and Elias. No,
This
you and
is
the new baby.
Annabelle.
Aw. Yay. All right. I'll listen for you to let me know when to start and to stop.
Okay. Start. Stop.
Oh, it's really clearly this one, which is a very simple, direct card. Do my complexities frighten you? Beautiful card from the organic multi-religiosity grouping. Beautiful.
Awesome. And as a way to close this divination session, before we say a little bit more, I would love to invite Josh on to sing the song you mentioned, Ray. And if you can remind people the context of the song.
Hello, everybody. What a gift to be here. Thanks, Ray and Taya. This song comes from the Sarah tradition. Thank you for that, Ibrahim Baba. Specifically, the story that we will be retelling soon as we enter the month of Nisan. It dreams of a time where our exit from empire, of defecting from these systems of supremacy that Ibrahim Baba so articulately, specifically named for us, does not include an othering, and does not leave anybody behind this time. What does it look like when we get there together? And can we even get there if we don't get there together? No one is getting left behind this time. No, 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 no one is getting left behind. Not this time. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No, 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 no one is getting left behind. Not this time. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. Oh, we get there together or never get there at all. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be so.
Kain Yehi Ratzon. May it be so sweetly and deeply so. I am inviting here now, and I'm seeing Ray just put in the chat a Passover door ritual, which is really an embodiment of decolonial devotion. Baba has been a way shower for so many of us, a reminder that it is entirely possible to be in the sacred and to be in the liberatory at the same time. In fact, it is impossible for many of us not to be. And so grateful for the many resources created by those here in this community that make it possible. And I believe, Tucker, I'm inviting you to share some Baba sweetness here. Is that a yes? That is a yes. Tucker has been a major dreamer into being of Baba magics with me and with many, and I'm just so grateful, Tucker, for the ways that you continue to stream Baba through in your everyday being.
I in 2014 called out loud to a being, a beloved I didn't know. Well, I knew I did not believe in or care to meet. And said, if I'm for something, I'll need to know. And what I heard in sounds that I can't deny that I heard was that to save your life, you will have to live it. And to live it, you'll have to love it. And I thought, I proceeded into studying what love is. And I found myself one morning, after I relocated to Berkeley to help care for my partner's daughter, walking into this place with the spiral out front. And I saw this picture of this man who I really thought was about to become my husband. I had been successfully single for a very long time, and this picture was there, and I saw it, and it said to me again for the second time in a sound that I could really actually hear. This is now in 2019, and I could hear it say, "You made it, finally." I proceeded to meet and speak with a beautiful being, an EEWee named Matthew Waterman. And I have to admit, I hurried him a little through the end of our conversation because I needed him to take me to wherever my husband was. And that's when he first spoke the name that has become so important to me. And the name who has taught me how to be here now. Thank you, Baba. I love you.
Thank you, Tucker. We love you. And I am just so grateful for the many weavings. Before we close this central Baba section with some more prayer and words, Ray, is there anything you else wanted to say about Baba or the deck? I'm going to add Spotlight one more time.
Well, I just can't help but notice the many ways that Baba, again, is weaving into this portal. So as I was sitting and reflecting with these 3 cards in front of me here, these 3 wisdoms, it was amazing to me that Amy brought us in with a real honoring of the way the ancestors show up every day in our lives, and then chose a card that's about how ancestral wisdom can carry us forward, about the vision of where we're going. So that like time continuity. And then that this card, Aaron, that you pulled this card that brought us right into Andalusia, right into part of the seed and spark of how this deck came to being. What a gift that it was co-created in this multi-religious, counter-oppressive devotional retreat. And then this final card, Sarah Tsipora pulled, Do My Complexities Frighten You, which really takes us into the heart of the moment of cracking open and grief that we're facing, the choice we're faced with in our world right now of embracing our complexities, our beautiful tapestry of diversities, or the supremacist fascist forces that are upon us. Like, this is the question that we are living in. And it brought me to a beautiful moment of getting to hold space for Sarah Tsipora and Travis's love ritual, in which they blended their spiritual traditions and ancestral weaving so gorgeously amidst the redwoods. And this is the complexities that bring joy, that bring love, that create more beauty. So I invite you to play and pray with these cards in whatever ways feel resonant for you. And I hope we can again share in the chat the link to where you can find the cards and their wisdoms online. And I wanted to just, since I'm following on the heels of Tucker, to say gratitude to Tucker for the many ways that you are constantly distilling the words of Ibrahim Baba and have woven your research into how this deck came to be. And just to also really give honor to Signy, who is one of the people who helped with the formatting of the cards and the website, and all the many, many, many people who have brought this deck into fruition. And may it be for such a blessing.
May it be for such a blessing. And I'm going to add like one of the most central thanks to someone who is here today and has made the living legacy of Baba so additionally possible, as well as the organic multi-religiosity really rooting here. And I just want to give unending thanks to my dear friend, collaborator, and boss, Dean, Reverend Dr. Gabriella Latini, for all of the ways she believes in and supports Baba's work and the work of the Center for Multi-Religiosity. And I couldn't be more grateful, Dean Latini, for your support of this and for your also, and I think she dropped, oh no, you are here, perfect. You're here on video, so I'm trying to figure out how to add your spotlight. I want to particularly in thanks, Gabriella, to you for helping to dream into being this Baba website, but also just in so many moments, your commitment to maintaining Baba's radicality and heart at the center of our work for multi-religiosity here at Star King. Like, I'm remembering you just always being like, we can't lose the organic for multi-religiosity. Baba practiced in a particular way, and we will keep that here. And today feels like an expression of the organic nature of organic multi-religiosity, not top down, but how are we co-creating? How are we weaving this web? And I'm so grateful to you, Gabriella, and I want to invite you, if you do want to say anything off the cuff, you're so welcome.
Only gratitude to you and everyone. And of course, Baba. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's really a joy now to invite, as we continue to weave our way toward the landing of our circle, to invite KP in to offer words.
I wanted to honor Baba today in this holy time with my reflections on joy through struggle. Joy and, joy with, and joy unfolding. It's in the crush of a berry, the slow unfolding of a flower, in fermentation and rising, and birds that sing each dawn. Joy is in the children in Ruby Bridges Hall and Malala and so many future ancestors who knew and know the state of the earth and who grieve and commit to not looking away, who lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Joy is in the quiet, listening for the next right thing. It's in every resolute step, like newborn turtles walk for the water, like a salmon swims upstream, like each step our loved ones walked from places of war. Joy is in the memorialization of Pulse nightclub, in the memory of our beloved Alvin Prasad, who rests in power, in the memories of tens of thousands of warriors in Masha Amini and Minnesota, and in hidden death camps in Texas and in bigger areas of China and across the globe. Joy is in the memories of Ibrahim Baba and the memories of all our holy ones. And may it be so. May we find it. Joy and, joy with, and joy unfolding.
May it be so. Joy and, joy with, and joy unfolding. Thank you, KP, and welcome, Erica, to Dream Us In with Song.
Thank you, Taya. Thank you for inviting me. This song is a response to John Lennon's Imagining, and I woke up this morning singing it, so I knew it had to be sung, and I was crying all like as I was making breakfast. But the thing that links me to the wisdom that I've learned through Ibrahim Baba is the multitudes. So you'll hear those multitudes near the end. So that's just so you give you a reference point. So here we go. Lyrics are in the chat. John, I am imagining, I am imagining, I am in a world hell-bent upon revenge instead of understanding. I remain right here, deep breathing prayer and imagining. Far away isn't as far as it seems. I am of you, you are of me. A hunger aches and aching need will find me. Eventually we are connected inextricably. I am of you, you are of me. John, I am imagining, I am imagining, I am genuflecting to our world's diversity, reverence for every single living being, knowing the more we share, the more they'll be walking this beautiful world fearlessly, living in a world where no one is starving, fasting in our children more than our weapons, imagining our oceans and our forests are cherished, imagining the great white hope becomes rainbowed, imagining the black sheep being restored her respectability. I am imagining, John, I am imagining, I am imagining, I am.
Thank you so much, Erica Crystal Jade. And welcome, Amy, as we move toward our landing for today.
Thank you, Erica. I'd just like to share the tail end of Ibrahim Baba's I Had a Bad Dream. It's an extraordinary piece. There's something very simple, yet very profound about it. I feel like he's trusting us, passing the torch, showing the connection that we all have to each other. Ancestors, those here in this realm, everywhere. He says, you are my sweet dream. Through you, I live on from generation to generation, from everlasting to everlasting. And fiercely, proudly, tenderly, queerly, I come home to run to, fly to, float, to shout, to say, no more nightmares. Fulfill my sweet dream.
We must learn to work together to dismantle the oppression that suffocates all of us. And when it is all over, when it is all over, I hope that we can say, in the words of Sojourner Truth, I ain't gonna die, honey. I'm going home like a shooting star. Ashe.
I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, like a shooting star, I'm going home. I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, like a shooting star, I'm going home. Home, I'm going home. Home, I'm going home. Home, I'm going home. Home, I'm going home. I'm going to sing this one more time through. And I'll invite you all to join in. Keep yourselves mute, because of Zoom, but I'm going to say I'm going home, and I'll invite you to say I'm going. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Like a shooting star, I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Like a shooting star, I'm going home. Home, 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 I'm going home.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Amy, and thank everyone who is here for your care, for your presence, for your dreaming into being possibilities um, inside of and beyond Baba's and each of our sweetest dreams. As we come to completion, I'm playing a short clip from Baba, and then I'm gonna pause our recording so we can go into gallery view and do a thing that some of you have done before. It's a ritual of sacred play. Let's just, right in this moment, receive this blessing from Baba here.
May you continue to be bold DJs of the whole being and of the environment, mixing and remixing, placing the rhymes and the rhythms of the desires of the heart over the music of liberation, transformation, and revolution of the soul. Thank you for existing.
Thank you for existing. May we dare to bless the love. 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 With so much gratitude for these bodies and this breath, for this way of decolonial devotion and of Star King and of the magic and the mystery that we are weaving together. I'm hearing Ibrahim Baba praise up, bless up, celebrate, and affirm this expression of organic multi-religiosity. And I hear him saying, like, when you're making organic multi-religious ritual, you don't need to look for anything that you don't already have. Like, really root in the blessing and the abundance of the circles you are making in your life that nourish you, that connect with you, the connections you're already organically making. There's nothing missing. Simply root in the prayer, the blessing that already is, and emerge from there. Thank you for emerging here together at this time of spring turning and of equinox turning, of Eid and of Nowruz, and of whatever moments are most sacred for you. And may we, in this time of turning and in this season to come, be an embodiment of the sweetest dreams, for abounding love, for astounding clear liberation, for those who most need right now. And thank you all for being in this way. One more round. May we dare to bless the love. May we dare to bless the love.